All right, guys, are we live? I apologize. You can't see the entire me. In a moment, you will. So, who's ready for a really good live stream reloading workshop? Oh man, I gotta clean these glasses. They're so filthy, you know. And then I gotta clean this telephone, the cell phone screen, so I can see what's going on. And then once I tune in and I see all of you, then I can adjust Bobby Barlow, Colt 1927 Mac Band, 39 reloading, Rex Chandler, Randall Carr, Todd. Howdy, howdy, howdy. All right. Now I'm going to just kind of do this a little bit. See how that looks. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, who's that ugly guy? Okay. I think I had that right. Okay, this will work. All right. So I can't see my monitor over there. So I'll watch my comments over here. And there's the awesome Merton Siliker. In a minute, we'll do roll call. So for this live stream, reloading workshop, I'm going to get a little bit into the 300 PRC that I'm working on. Now, this isn't going to be overly long live stream. But it's a simple live stream, and I really think you guys are going to like this. So the first thing I'll tell you is, as I've been working with my 300 PRC, I've kept a lot of it under wraps. In the beginning, when I announced that I was going to be working with a 300 PRC, over time, I've literally had hundreds of emails with viewers asking me so many questions, and I'm really humbled. But if you know me, I've always told you guys over time, I've never been a long-range precision shooter. I've never even been a long-range crummy shooter, as far as that goes. And so before, I feel like I can tell anybody, you know, what's what and what to do to how to do it. I think how to get out there and really understand what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do for this little reloading workshop is I'm going to share with you a little bit about the components and why I'm using the components I'm using. And then I'm going to show you some techniques. And this just might actually help you as you're getting into rifle, or maybe you're into rifle and then kind of learning these little tips, little tidbits, okay? So before we get going, I see Long Live 3 is here, my good buddy. Let's do roll call. I want everyone to, you know, tell me that awesome rifle caliber that you love to load for, or if you don't load rifle, what's your favorite pistol caliber? And I'll call you off. So while I'm waiting, I hope everybody's had a really good day. I love you guys, right? American patriots, you guys are the best, right? And to those all over the world who are fighting for their freedom like Americans are, we totally salute you too. So, okay, Randall Carr says, I need tips. I've got some good tips. These are solid tips too. So, Colt 1927 is a 308 kind of guy. Oh yeah, Long Live 3, he's definitely 300 PRC. Yes, I know that. Merton Siliker is 30-06. That's a nice round. That's a hard hitting round too. Randall Carr, need to start loading 6.5 Creedmoor for the build I started last spring. Follow along. I got some good tips. Todd's a 223. Rex is 223. Basic? No, it is never basic. So I'm gonna tell you guys something. I'll just tell you this, and you take it for what it's worth, okay? So I've been doing my channel for 10 years now. And so I've always told you guys I don't shoot long range. I've never been long range, 100 yards to 400 yards, 400 yards max, you know, and I like my handguns. And over time, I've had a lot of guys get on and they want to push their bravado around, and they start pushing me around because I don't load all these other, you know, prestigious cartridges. Oh, I'm the basic, here's the deal. Load what trips your trigger, right? And I'm going to tell you about me. I love what I load. I love what I shoot. I got a bucket list of things I want to load for, but those bucket list things I want to load for might not be what the other guys filled with bravado want to load. So whatever you're loading, that is exactly what you're enjoying, and you never, ever, ever have to feel like what you're shooting or reloading is inferior to someone else, right? So don't you forget that. You are an important person. All of you are an important person. And whatever you're doing, you know what? I back you. Totally back you. So, okay, and who else do we have here? We have the awesome Maxman 39 Reloading 45 Colt. Don't let him fool you. He used a lot more than a 45 Colt, to do some of the hunting he does. And he's into archery, so don't let him fool you. And then Jay Miller's in the house. Okay, Todd's going to do some 12 gauge shotgun. And Jeff MOA. All right, so we're going to talk about the 300 PRC that I'm working with. And the one thing I had to do, and I say this with apology, but without apology, when I announced I was doing 300 PRC, I had dozens, not a singular dozen, a plural, dozens of really good, qualified, competitive shooters, experienced reloaders started telling me how they did it and how I should do it. And everyone had a different way of doing it. And it was so much overwhelming, I kind of had to like pull my PRC away from the channel a little bit. It's like, wow, and I really appreciated it. But the first thing you have to know is tip number one. It doesn't matter how you get there, just so you get there. To that point that you personally can't outshoot that round. Okay, I'm going to kill this fly. But here's what I'm saying. When you can't get to the precision level you want, then you want to start asking of others and trying different things, okay? But what you do and what I do are probably going to be two different things. But as long as we end up with the same sheer precision, neither one of us is wrong. It's just that we apply different methods, okay? Now, the other thing, you want to refine your method, and you're going to see something in a minute. I think what a mistake is to have a set procedure of how you develop a load, and you don't learn from that and change things. If you just come out of the chute and you just do these basics and you don't try anything else, you're not growing, and you're really not going to figure out if you could improve what you're doing, okay? And in a minute, you'll see what I'm getting at. So, all right, the 300 PRC. I'm pushing a big bullet. This is the bullet that I'm working with. This is the Hornady 250 grain A-tip, and some of the things that you're going to see me do with this bullet, I don't really know that you're going to be able to pull this off in the same manner I'm doing this. You're going to have to use an A-tip or something really good, okay? So follow me and I'll show you. So this is a big bullet, okay? Inherent to the 300 PRC is it's a barrel burner, okay? So we know the faster the burning powder, the more heat and pressure I'm going to put right there in the lands of that barrel. And I'm going to shorten that life, okay? So now I'm going to use something as an example. Let's assume that this is our barrel and this is the chamber, okay? Now, let's assume I'm using a powder that's a bit slower. And this is going to be a vague example, but just grab the concept. We're going to have pressure increase. That pressure is going to increase, but it will immediately drop once the bullet exits the muzzle. All right. If we're using a powder that's burning super fast for our application, I'm not talking about a pistol powder. I'm saying for the rifle powders that are available. If I'm using a slower or a faster burning powder, and all my energy is somewhere in here, that means I'm concentrating a lot of energy on those lands and I'm burning my barrel. But if I could use a slow burning powder, that would mean as the barrel's going down the bore, I'm ramping up, and now I'm putting the majority of my force behind the bullet just as it exits the muzzle or somewhere around there, and it's further away from those lands. So now I'm going to, in theory, get more rounds out of that barrel. And I will. Numbers don't lie. I will get more life. How much? I don't know. So now I need a powder behind this bullet that's going to go slow. We want to ramp up slow. And now the goal is just as our bullet's leaving the bore, we are at max or somewhere near max pressure. Key for long distance. So now my slower burning powder helping me get life out of my bore and maximizing that punch, a consistent punch as it's exiting the muzzle. This is how I see it. So I looked at all the powders on the market, and this is the powder I'm using. Now, this is US 869 by Hodgdon. I am not going to tell you guys my load charges on this. I won't. Once I'm done, then I will definitely make those available on the forum. If you're a member on the forum, you'll be able to see those. There's a link in the description box below. Go over there and get signed up. There's going to be some amazing things happening on the forum in the next 12 to 24 months, possibly sooner, because I'm a hard worker. And the reason I'm not doing a long live stream is when I'm done here, I get to make a phone call to somebody because I have plans for the forum. I'm always thinking. I've always got something going. So once I've developed my load to completion and I'm happy with it, now this is what's going to happen. Right now, I'm going to show you a few tips. This is going to help you on your bench for precision. But once I'm done, I'm going to take do a little mini series, and I'm going to take the Virgin Lapua brass, and I'm going to actually do the reloading, and then I will show you the shot groups, and I'll come back and I will show you how to size those, bump them back. I will show you what I'm doing once I've mastered that. You'll see all of that. I'm not going to hide nothing. And then, but the low data, you'll see some of the low data, but then all the low data will be on the form, okay? So we got Michael Dunn in the house. Ryan Wayside, oh, it's good to see you, buddy. Running with Scissors, man. That name just makes me laugh. Running with Scissors. How can you forget that guy? You'll never, ever forget Running with Scissors. I will be 95 and I'll go, gosh, I remember that guy. Running with Scissors. And he's a great guy. So, okay. So the powder I'm using, now we understand this concept. I've got a big bore bullet. I'm calling it a big bore. Big 30 cal. And it's a heavy bullet, and I've got a slow powder. Required of this is the Magnum rifle primer, and I'm using the Federal Gold Match. So I have to tell you guys, this is the saddest story in the world. I only have 45 left. I can't find any. So when I see some, I'll nail them. Okay. That's the primer I'm using. The case I'm using, the Lapua. So now I'm going to get into working a little close up here. I'm going to show you some stuff. This is better than any martial arts move anyone could show you, because this is really going to work. You know what this is? This is like Mike Tyson with finesse. I promise you what you're about to see, if you do it, it will work, okay? So I'm going to tell you a story. You got to hear the story to understand this. I loaded up my first and second batches. And it's my goal to try different prep work on the case each time I cycle through to see what really builds into accuracy and what really doesn't. Well, on the first couple batches that I loaded up, one of the things I was doing is I was using this Imperial dry neck loop, okay? Loaded them all up, went out to the range, did my business, did that 2 times. And each time I brought the cases back, I did a little something different to see what would make a difference and what wouldn't. And so I'm just going to show you this. I'm going to use some virgin Lapua brass for what I'm about to do, okay? Now, I'm going to seat 2 bullets. I'm going to show you this. And I'm going to cry because this is not cheap. Once I do this, I can pull the bullets, but I'm going to lose the accuracy in this, and it's going to reduce 1 spent life out of that case. But this is instructional, okay? Do you see that? Now watch. Just so you all know, that's about $4. I just blew $4. Okay? Now I'm going to show you something. Now I'll pull the bullets and reuse them, but they're not virgin, okay? So now I'm going to show you something. I'm going to take, and I'm going to zero those calipers. That was a new virgin piece of brass and a new bullet. Okay? I'm 6/1000ths off. That's weird. Do you want to know why that's weird? Before y'all go giving advice out there, there's something you better understand about the AMAX bullets. I told you that these bullets are one of the only bullets you can do this with. AMAX bullets are designed by Hornady to where you don't have to go through and segregate them. Meaning, right out of the box, you don't have to separate them by ogive or ogive. Okay, you see that? I zeroed it on that Hornady bullet. It's 0. Guys will go, oh, well, you got to separate those out. No, you don't. Go to Hornady's website. Look at how they build these. Okay? I sat and measured all of these, and they were all 0. This was months ago. So my first 2 batches, all of my cartridge overall length by ogive was 2.905. So now I come back here and I have different lengths off by 6 and 7 thousandths, mostly 7 thousandths. These were off by 7 thousandths. And I said, well, what's wrong? I've got a quality die. It's set up. As you guys saw, I didn't change the die, and the bullets are perfect. Well, the next thing we go to is our brass. Our brass. Could a Lupua be a poorly built case? Well, what happens if we actually took a brand new piece of Lupua brass and I put it in my headspace gauge and I measured it? Perfect. It's perfect. It's 1/1000th above a Sammy. I come up here, I look at another one. One-thousandths above a Sammy. So my bullets are the same. My brass is the same. Quality die. This is polished clean, and I'm having 6 to 7 thousandths difference between cartridges. So now let me show you this, okay? I'm going to show you a few cases that I loaded up. I zeroed that. Now watch. Three thousandths. -7, minus, 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 minus. It's seeding. Why? What's happening? So I make a phone call. Because I don't know how to reload. I'm itching my head. And so I call GT Morrow. Oh, you guys know GT, right? GT Morrow. So he's like, what? He goes, what crap dye are you using? I says, it's a red ink. He goes, no, that's good. It's just clean. I says, clean as a whistle. What bullets you using? He says, I said, A-tip. He says, and what brass? I said, Lapua. He says, Lapua? And he starts throwing all this stuff out there. And then he said, did you do what Robin and I told you to do? Did you lube them with the graphite on the insides of the necks? I said, Greg, the first 2 batches I loaded, I did that. And dude, they came out spot on. He said, that's it. Go lube those, load some more up, let me know. I said, all right. So now, let me see how that looks there. I'm going to move my phone here. Before we measure this, for those that don't know what I'm doing, this is the Imperial Dry Neck Lube by Reading Reloading. If you order this, you can order it in the convenience pack. Get double of them. Lasts you a long time, but it's one of those things when you're out, you're like, oh! And so then when you use the next one, then you order the next one. This is straight graphite, okay? It's just the graphite powder. These are little ceramic media balls. Essentially, what you do, you can recharge it. When you notice you're really not getting graphite onto the case, oh, don't do that. That's okay. It's all for the program, boys and girls, all for the program. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close the lid on it. I'm going to shake it. Now, there's going to be a lot of graphite. This will not contaminate your smokeless powder. Most smokeless powders already have it. Okay, I've never put that much in, okay? So I'm just kind of mixing it in there. But now, do you see I have graphite on that brass cartridge case? So now let me show you this. I zeroed it. One without. Okay, I think that my calipers are off. Hang on. right there. Okay. So what's happening is when I'm seating these A-tip bullets into the Lapua brass, it's just tight enough that I'm setting the shoulder back. And so now if we go like this, if I take one of these that was a -7 thousandths and I put it in the, oh gee, I'm -7 thousandths. Okay, I'm going to hold that there. Now watch. -7 thousandths. Look at that. 2 thousandths. 2 thousandths. 1 thousandths. This one with the 1 thousandths is the one that when I seated it, it matched the cartridge overall length I wanted based off ogive. Okay. So, the moral of the story, your first tip, one, when you use your graphite in your rifle cartridge case, Rex Chandler, he is loading for the awesome 223. If you want to build in your accuracy, put a little graphite in that and it'll slip the bullet in without pushing the shoulder back. Okay? That's your first tip. And what'll happen is it's going to come in more consistent. Now, we have a problem. The problem is you might be using a different bullet, okay? If you're going out and you're loading high volume 223 Remington, don't do all this, okay? But if you've got your box of good quality bullets, what you want to do is, well, let me use a different bullet. Let me use bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I don't want to open another box. Let me grab something over here. Hang on. Do I have anything open? Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm going to zero those calipers. Now watch. I don't know that these are going to really see the 3 thousandths difference. So what you do is what I would do is get like one of those plastic boxes with all the little bins, and you can put that one's 0, 1, 2, 3 thousandths too high. That's a 0. So I'll put it with this bullet. This one, that's 1,000th. So what I'm doing is I'm measuring them by ogive. And what I'm not going to do, there's a 0. What I'm not going to do is I'll put them in the 0 pile. I'm not going to load these by length of the tip. I'm going to go off the ogive or ogive. That one's 1,000th over. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through the entire box of bullets and you're going to segregate them out like this. And you're going to put them in groups. And so when you're done, now this is why, okay, listen very carefully to me. Scratch that. This is why, if you're going to do this, you're going to do it with multiple boxes. Get multiple boxes, and now after you do, let's say 300 bullets, you're going to have, let's say, 40 of them that are 1,000ths over. You're going to have another 40 that are 2,000ths over. You're going to have another 40 that are 3,000ths over. You're going to have about X amount that's right on 0 and some that are a little minus. So now you're going to load those in batch form. You'll pick whichever one you're going to load up first, and that's the one you're going to shoot, okay? However you want to do that. So the first thing you got to do, if you're working with the Hornady A-tip match, you don't have to do this because the way they manufacture them, they're so precise. Hornady manufactured these in a way that you can literally open the box, go, and you can just shoot them, okay? Now, one of the things kind of unique to Hornady is you see this and you say, well, what's this for? Okay. I have physically touched these. I've touched them. They now have COVID. That's a joke. These I've never touched, ever. When these are made by Hornady, they don't, no human's hands touch these, okay? What you do is you take these, you run them through that and get them all polished up. Now you're good to begin working with them, okay? And once again, I'm going to show you this. Let's take a minute or two and let's study this AMAX bullet. Zero. It is so close. It's so close. Okay. Woohoo! So you get the idea? So now I'm going to show you. So separating what I just did, that's referred to as separating your bullets per ogive or ogive, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now I'm going to show you a little something. And I think it's appropriate to go ahead and waste 2 more brass cartridges and 2 virgin bullets. Okay. I'm going to show you this. You watch very carefully, and I'm not, don't take this for granted. This is one reason that you, on the Dillon RL550B, you can do this. You can do this on a progressive press if you're only utilizing one, you're running one cartridge through at a time. But this is what makes a single stage king. And this little trick I'm about to show you was taught to me by a man in the ballistics world of over 30 years. Okay. And I have had other men in the ballistics world tell me that what I'm about to show you is something you need to practice. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put this one in the graphite. So I put graphite in both of them. Now, I'm going to seat the bullet. Now watch. Turn it 180 and do it with finesse. Don't slam it down there. Finesse it. Now hang on. You see, normally we would seat it and we'd be done, but not you. Now you're different. You're a hybrid reloader now. Did you notice that? We got 10 thousandths, no, tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10 thousandths. You see my 10 thousandths is showing a 5. It's almost at a 0. Watch this 10 thousandths. I'm going to 0 it. There's no 10,000ths. Now watch. Now it's going to show me a fool. There you go. You just saw that. Okay. I'm gonna pass something on to you. Hang on. I don't know if you can see me. All right. I am not a long-range shooter, so I can't tell you this is going to help you. I have made it a purpose in my life. I always pursue people who I want to be like. And I'm not afraid to talk to them. You'll find so many people would love to give you advice. Don't get advice from someone that's just going to walk up and give it to you. Get advice from people that are winners. Study the winners. I have had a few tell me this. When you take and you seat and you turn 180 and seat again, it more trues them out to that 10,000 spot. Not that 10,000ths is critical, but that they're more alike. Robin Sharpless says, competitions are won over thousandths of an inch. And I've talked to guys that they spin the cartridge 180 on the seat and they measure them. And any that don't segregate to the 10,000ths, they pull those. And they only shoot the ones that zero all the way to that 10,000ths. I've asked them, does it make a difference? They go, I don't know. I don't know, they say. But I'm only running with the best because I'm competing. And these others they pulled out, that's their really serious trigger time practice. I started out telling you guys this. It doesn't matter how you get there, just so you get there. I am not telling you that weeding out to 10,000 is or isn't going to make or break you. But I'm telling you that I've just had guys say they found the only way to be consistent is to go that extra mile and hold that standard. Whether it really helps or not, right? I don't know. But guess what? I'm getting these cartridges to come out this way. So when I go to the range, what you want to do, you want to set everything up on your reloading bench so you can put all the error on you at the bench. I will guarantee you most ammunition will outshoot most shooters, including me. Everyone says, oh, Highboy's great. No, I'm not a great shot. I have a lot of work to do. But the only way I can find where I'm messing up is to have the most premium precision ammunition I can put out. I didn't say the most precision ammo that you make or a professional makes. I'm saying I have a standard, and I'm going to do it in a way that when I'm holding the handle, when I'm coming down, I'm holding my breath just right? Because this round is going to go through the same hole as the one in front of it, at least in theory. That's what we want. If you come with the mindset of cranking your ammo out and not really slowing down and paying attention to the little things, you're really missing a lot. Now, here's where it gets fun. Once you've developed, and I'm not speaking from any experience, I'm saying once, and I've had guys tell me this, once you've developed that premium load, then you can start doing things or not doing things to your case to see if it makes a difference. Now, to me, if there's something that I don't have to do to a case that isn't going to affect even a thousandth of an inch at 100 yards, I'm not going to do it. But if it's going to build in a thousandth of an inch at 100 yards, hey, that's an improvement. I think I'll go ahead and do that with every case, right? So this was my live stream to you. Is I don't know what my capabilities are. I don't know really, if you're not a good shot, you're really not going to know what kind of precision your ammo could really given you. And I don't know if I'll outshoot my own loads. I don't know. I will find out. I know I have asthma. One thing I'm really working on with my weightlifting is I lifted weights just before this, did back workout. I did deadlift, and all my bent over rows and my curls. But every time I'd lift weights, in my mind, I'd slow my heartbeat. Calm down. No. It's not this. It's that. You see? If we don't think of this, but we think of this, then instead of just smashing the size case, now we're going to feel what's happening with our case. Hey, this case feels off. I think I better set it aside and examine that one. I think that'll be at trigger time. And this one, oh, this feels good. I'm really going to take my time. So I hope this stuff helps you. I don't speak by experience, but I do speak in a way that, I talk to people, and I've had guys say, you're on the right track. You're on the right track. One guy said, you're bird dogging it and you're on it. He said, you just got to follow through. And he said, there's so many ways to get there. He said, and a lot of guys say this, like some guys will say, well, you want to do 5-shot groups. Some guys say 3-shot groups. Some guys say we're looking for the node. The fact of the matter is pretty much every reloader is going to try them all, right? So don't let someone say you're wrong when they've tried at least 2 different times. And another thing, so I argued this guy on this. He goes, well, you got to do it this way. And I said, well, I want to do it this way. And he goes, no, you got to do it this way. I said, wait. What are the different ways you've done it? He says, the way I've done it is this way. I said, yeah. So how would you know? If you've only done it one way, how can you tell me that my other 2 ways aren't going to work? He's like, and I said, my other 2 ways is going to save me primers. I've only got 45 primers left. If I've only got 45 primers left, I can't do 5-shot groups. I can't do that, right? So it doesn't matter how you get there. Just use this in a way that when you get there, okay, this is huge. This is huge. Wood seating a bullet into a cartridge case to where when you measured it, it was zeroing to the 10,000ths. Would that matter? Maybe not on paper. But if that's the standard I'm holding on the bench, remember, my goal is to duplicate what I did. So if I'm doing everything to that extreme, down to the gnat's ass, when I've got 10 bullets in one hole, I can repeat that. I know exactly what I did. And I'm going to go do just that, right? Now, once I go back and do it, and I can do it again, I might say, well, all right, I'm going to tweak something in my case prep and see what that does. And I go back and it messes it up. Oh, I better put that back in. I'd better put that, a little more oregano back in there because it wasn't as good as the first pot, And then the more you work with it, but I think it's true. You need a lot of that. A lot of that. And so right behind you, I have my 300 PRC, and I come out here every night. And I sit there, and I try to pull that trigger to where I do not know when it's going off. Because when you go to the range, you're going to be nervous. The reason you're going to be nervous, okay, I'll tell you why we get nervous. The first time you ever go play golf, you do really good. The first time you go out and you throw that bowling ball, you do really good. But after that, you do really bad because you're trying to do what you did and you're frustrating yourself and you're nervous. You make yourself nervous. And then because you're nervous, you realize people are watching you be nervous and it compounds. So what you want to do is you want to pull that trigger so many times that when you're nervous, your autopilot takes over, okay? Just like that. Your autopilot's going to take over for you, which is why when you're pulling the handle on your press, you're always going to do it in a way for whatever you're loading. If I'm on my Dillon and I got to start doing some 45 here in about a month, I'm going to bang it out. It's for steel targets, and I got to go, right? I'm going to be pulling the handle. When I come over here, now I'm going to put finesse into this, and I'm not going to run a sloppy action, okay? That's why I say if you want to load junkyard ammo, that's the next channel down, man. But if you want to go as far as you can go, what you need to do is you need to refine everything you're doing, and you need to do it over and over and over and over and over until you're sick. And then once you're sick, then you're going to start, and you're going to do it over and over and over. And then when you're sick, you're going to do it over and over and over. That's how I do it, okay? So I hope that this was a good live stream. I hope it was encouraging. I hope that all of you, whatever you're doing with your reloading, I hope that you capitalize on it. I hope that you challenge yourself to take your Dillon press down once a week and put it together for a month straight. I hope that you can do it like a kid does a Rubik's Cube with his eyes closed, right? I hope you know that thing so good. And I hope that when you are taking your 1911 apart, you do it so many times that you get really good. And I hope that when you have built whatever process you're doing, you know what you're doing. And you want to capitalize on that. And I'm a capitalist, by the way. So there you go. Any questions? Any questions? I'm rambling, but I'm really not. What I'm doing is I'm giving you a grounds for encouragement. We all need encouragement, and you have to know all of you are worth it, every one of you. If it's something you want and you're willing to work for it, it's worth pursuing. Okay? Yes, this is the Reading Big Boss or Boss. I forget. Bomba Dad. Yes, it is. I really like it. I think it's a great press. Oh, free hazmat, Mid-South. I'll go check that out because if they have, if anyone knows, guys, if anyone knows uh, uh, where I could get some of these in the gold match, where I can order them, send me a message on the forum, if you can, or if you're in my phone, text me. Milsurp, Highboy, we need to do that live stream together sometime to talk about load for Milsurp since we need to, but I gotta tell you, I'm so busy right now. Oh my gosh. So, and today Miss Highboy, she came out and she said, I'm so tired because we have elderly people in the family we're caring for. We don't let them down, but I will, Milsurp. I really am humbled that you asked that. I love you, Rex. I love you, brother. Jeff MOA, consistency is key. It is. Um, I have noticed too, Milsurp Dual, that component prices are starting to come down. Milsurp Dual, I'll tell you what I would like to do for a Milsurp military surplus live stream is that's where I lack a lot of knowledge, and so I think that really it would be good if we put one together. You run with it, brother. You run with it. Shoot me. I think you're on my phone. Shoot me a text. See if we can just make the arrangements for the night, and I'll be there. No problem. We got Al Shoot. Michael Dickerson, God bless you. God bless you, buddy. Um, okay, guys. So I got something really heavy duty to do after this, and I do have to tell you what it is. I'm gonna go beat Miss Highboy in a game of skip bow. That's really what I'm doing after this. I got to go make a phone call, and I gotta talk to a guy about the forum, and I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna whip her in skip bow. So I want to thank everybody. I'm just reading all these awesome. Uh, Jeff, you're funny. I don't. People ask me, do you get nervous shooting new powders? I don't. I don't. I don't. If you got a method of approaching your recipes and developing them, I will tell you what makes me nervous. Okay, I've never hurt myself. I got all 10 digits. I've never blown a gun up. I've never destroyed a gun. Never done nothing like that. What makes me nervous is the thought that I might get lackadaisical at the bench and not pay attention. That's one of the things with the progressive press. We can sure get carried away, and after you've done 1,000 rounds, you ask yourself, was I paying attention the whole time? And I love my Dillon because it's almost impossible to double charge, but anything can happen, right? And I'm not saying I couldn't destroy a gun tomorrow. It can happen, right? And there's another thing. The longer you reload, the greater the chances of you having a mishap. So understand that, okay? Um, All right, buddy. I might call you tomorrow. I just might. I'll shoot you a text, and I just got your message. So we got 22 on. I got one question. Did you like the format for this live stream? While I'm waiting for you to ask me that, the reason I'm asking you that is I'm thinking about inching into like 6.5 Creedmoor after this. And what it would be is just maybe a common 6.5 Creedmoor that the average reloader could afford, and just seeing what we can get out of it, right? Um, that's a tough one because triggers everything, but God, maybe I have to do a trigger upgrade, right? I don't know. Um, and Jeff said yes, indeed, he liked it. I love doing the videos where we set the dies up from beginning to end. I like that because I've always got newcomers that answers their questions, and I like that. I think it sounds like a great series, huh? Let me keep working on the 300 PRC going into the fall, and then hopefully by then I can start looking for a nice 6.5 Creedmoor, something like that, right? And maybe we'll call my channel "Burn the Barrels Out Reloading." How's that? So, all right, you guys are great. I want everyone to type. Um, I want you to type. Uh, Freedom isn't free, and I'll call you out. For your mother, a 6.5 Creedmoor for your mother. That's awesome. Okay, so Michael Dunn, you know what? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Merton Siliker, it's so good to see you. Bombadad is out. Jeff MOA is out. Milsurp Duo is out. Michael Dunn is out. Bobby Barlow, yes, my good old buddy. Um, uh, Milsurp Duo is out. Del Pogue is out. Jamie, my good buddy Jamie, GH586 is out. Um, Todd is out. All right. We had 24 on. It was a great live stream. I appreciate all of you. So um, I'm not sure how much progress I'm going to make here in really being able to do much more. So let me think about something we'll do on the other side over there, and we'll make it an incredible good live stream because you guys are what makes it incredible. Okay, so um, Live Long 3 is out. Jeff MOA is out. Hey, Mom and Dad, tomorrow, okay, I'm going to be driving tomorrow, and I'll have my earpieces on. If you text me, then I'll give you a call because I'm just buzzing around, um, doing some shuttling. And so tomorrow would be a great time to call. Same Milsurp Duo. You'd have my undivided attention. So, okay. Um, believe it or not, uh, okay, I got to go shut you guys down over there. So God bless. Make sure you go over to the Georgia Shooting Connection tomorrow night. Jamie's on. Go over there, subscribe, ring their bell. Don't really ring their bell, but ring their bell, and make sure you get over there because now I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow night because I'm gonna be pumping iron tomorrow night, but I will be listening, Jamie. You know that. So here we go. We are out in 3, 2, 1. We'll see you on the next.